And now, the Crypt Keeper of Creepy, the provocative prince of the tweens, the nightmare from Neptune. It's Zabujard!
I'm not sure what to say here. I'm not sure what to do here, but because I'm a human and I'm living a human life, I think I'm valid to my own opinion about this place, about my place in it, and about everything here. People say, you're not God, God this, God that. God isn't living as a human right now, and I am. So I think I am more than okay with having my own opinion about this place, no matter what that opinion might be, no matter what it is. I think as my right as a soul living in a trapped flesh costume thing, I think I do have a big, huge role in having an opinion here, and I think everyone does. I don't care what religion or race they are, or whatever. I think everyone is valid to their own opinion about this place and their own life and stuff like that, and yeah. And so I went to an open mic night tonight for I got bored after an hour and a half, and then I left 2 hours. After 2 hours I got bored and I just left, and I didn't talk to anyone. There was a good amount of people there, and the guy hosting it, I thought I recognized him from somewhere, and I think he looked like the redhead guy from SNL, from Destroy from SNL, which is because I was trying to figure out where I recognized him from. Anyways, it was just a bunch of local bands that came out and played, and I guess you could put your name in a hat. And you could put your name in a hat, and then if they pick your name, your band could come up, or you could... I think they'd probably let me tell jokes or something. I'm not really going to play music in front of people, but I thought about going up and telling a joke. But even thinking about going on stage gives me a ton of really uncomfortable anxiety and panic. So then I tried to not think about performing at all. Because for some reason, performing... Maybe not performing, but the thought of going up and performing gives me a lot of bad anxiety. Once I start performing, I think I'm probably fine, but all the thoughts leading up to performing is what really destroys me for some reason. Because I have a few jokes I could probably tell in the back of my mind, just a few funny jokes, because I know a few jokes, and stuff. Anyways, I didn't really go there expecting much, just to see what would happen, because usually I don't leave the house very much. So I got there, and I sat down, and I didn't videotape anything. I thought about it, but and I sat down, and I waited for a little while, and I never got a waitress to serve me a beer or anything. So I thought, okay, forget this. So then I got back up, and then I moved into the building, because there's outdoor and indoor, right? And then I found the stage, because I guess the stage is inside, not outside, okay? And then there were some people, and there was a bar, and I think I was maybe a little too shy to go up to the bar, so I sat at a table, and I didn't even go up and get a drink at the bar, because then I would have to go up and talk to the bartender and stuff like that. So anyways, I sat down at a table by myself and just watched some of the bands, and some of them were pretty good, actually. A couple of them were pretty good. And then I thought, what am I doing here? This is kind of boring. But then I thought, well, I never do stuff like this, so I'll just stay here and see what happens. And nothing really happened. I didn't really talk to anyone. And that was it, And And that was it. But I'm kind of curious to see what will happen if I try to go to more kind of events like that. Try to see like what will happen. What will happen? How will the universe kind of respond to me being at more event places? How will it respond to me? It's kind of like an experiment I'm thinking about, you know? It's kind of like an experiment or a magic ritual or something like that. Because right now I don't know what I should be doing. I don't know what to do. And I guess right now I'm experimenting with what to do or something like that. Yeah, so I don't know. And I guess I'm kind of like foggy or windy. Everything's just kind of in a fog. And I did buy a fog machine and it set off my smoke alarm, so I had to get rid of it. But I kind of like the idea of fog. I wonder if a steam machine would set off a smoke alarm. I love steam too. You know what normies uses are vapes, and a lot of you guys don't know this, but the chemicals in vapes are the same things that go in fog machines. So vapes are actually just much smaller fog machines, which is kind of cool if you think about it. It's pretty much the same exact chemical that fog machines use as what vapes use to create that smoke. Unfortunately, that sets off fire alarms. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Oh well, that's okay, right? Yeah, at this point, I don't know what I should be doing or where and stuff like that. And I thought, do I enjoy being at this open mic night more than walking alone by myself at night with my headphones in? And I thought, probably not. I kind of enjoy walking with my headphones in, alone, which I haven't done in a really long time, since I moved back into my mom's place. I haven't done that in a long time, really long time. And now, I don't know if I really can go for night walks. Maybe I don't really want to wake up the dog. So, you know, moving back in has its pluses and minuses. I can't go around walking the streets at night as much, maybe, with my headphones in, because I don't want to wake up the dog and stuff like that, and mom and stuff like that, you know. So I'm trying to be more quiet and careful, respectful, or something like that. Responsible-ish, maybe, is the right word. I don't know. I don't know. I think fun is a good, important thing, maybe, for people. And people have fun in different ways. Some people have fun by smoking weed or being complete alcoholics, or I don't know, going and I guess having their band play somewhere. Maybe that's fun for someone. I don't know. And I think all that is, it's fine. It's great. Well, it's not great. I'd actually prefer if people weren't extremely rude alcoholics like the one that I know. That he gets very rude when he gets drunk all the time. So it's very tricky with drug addicts and alcoholics. I wish they would just make alcohol illegal or some shit. It just turns people into monsters. And probably, maybe weed does too, in some ways, but probably not as bad as alcohol does. And because these are mind-altering substances, you know, they really rape the mind and chew it up like bubblegum and spit out some sort of a chewed up brain thing. And I know Zoomers don't drink, they don't smoke, they hate the Semites. They are a very interesting and based generation. They're a very interesting generation. And, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I should just move to some off-grid commune. But at the same time, I think I would kind of miss the grocery store. So, like some of the soda pops at the grocery store and stuff. It's very convenient to have a grocery store. You get soda pop and stuff. And, I don't know, cake. I don't know, stuff like that. I think off-grid might have its benefits too, though. Like, maybe I could build well, I don't know how to build anything, but I would have a lot of open free land where I could climb trees or something without feeling judged about it. Climbing trees without feeling judged. And building little whatever I can build and without being judged, maybe, and climbing trees without being judged. I think I might be a little judged there because, well, if you're around people. But maybe someday, but maybe not today. But maybe someday, just probably not today, I guess. But yeah, maybe someday. Maybe someday live off-grid somewhere, maybe. I don't know, I don't care. Whatever happens, dude. It's chill. But, yeah, so I'm keeping my room clean so far, for once. My room's actually pretty clean kind of right now. And if you saw my videos from my last place I was living, the room was an absolute disaster. It looked like a tornado had gone through. It was a disaster. There's Chinese junk everywhere. I taped a bunch of string to the ceiling and a bunch of cardboard stalactites to the ceiling. The walls were covered with artistic creations, we'll call them. Paintings, drawings, posters, maps, all sorts of stuff that I taped to the wall and also thumbtacked to the wall. And so the most artistic thing I've done so far in this room was I did put green plastic over all the windows. Maybe I will show you a picture of that, maybe. Because it looks pretty badass. Kind of. Maybe. And that's it. I think that's pretty much the only artistic thing I've done in this room. Kind of. Lately. So yeah. And it's weird because I think I want a partner, but I'm always single. So, I don't know what to make about that. I don't know what to make of that. I have dreams where I'm kind of hanging out with chicks sometimes. And that's about it, I think. As far as action. And some people say that sex is a conspiracy theory, that people who are older than people in after college or in college, I guess maybe in college or right after college, pretty much never have sex. And I think that might be real because I can probably, I have barely ever heard my own folks doing that. And I think when I lived with my siblings, I never heard them do that with their husbands either. Very, 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 very rarely. Maybe on like Valentine's Day or something. I don't know. Even on I don't even think I remember hearing that on. But anyways, Write in the comments if you hear your parents have sex all the time, because I don't. And I didn't even hear my siblings do that and they're my age-ish. And I didn't even hear them doing that with their husbands. And so I feel like men and women will go to a party and the guys will be like, look at those girls over there, I want to do and bang those girls. And maybe the girls will be like, oh, he's hot, I want to do that guy. But they don't. They don't want to do each other. I mean, they want to just talk to their bros at the party about doing the other gender. But they're not over talking to that other gender trying to do them. They're just talking to their bros saying sexual stuff. And the other people at the other corner of the party are talking to their girlfriend, their chicks, and talking about sexual stuff maybe. But they're not talking to the other gender. They're not actually having sex. Like, they went to a party instead of having sex, you know? They'd rather do anything else besides have sex. I think it's a conspiracy theory. Nobody's actually having sex, and nobody's actually having as much sex as people think they are. All the couples you see walking down the street, they seem so frigid and stale and cold and frozen in place. And when I see couples in public, I get angry because I don't like couples because I'm single. But even when I look at them, I feel like they look like fake frozen popsicles that aren't having sex, because that's just how I feel when I look at them, because I feel like they seem so prim and proper that I just don't see it. I just don't see them doing it more than once or twice a month, you know, max. And I think that could completely be the case, especially once you get older. I feel like they probably aren't doing it. Like, maybe in their 30s, they'll be like, okay, one last hurrah. And then once 40 comes around, I've told you guys, most women in their 40s are celibate. And maybe some guys are in their 40s celibate too, I don't know. But most women after 40 are celibate. You can Google that, you can Yahoo that. Pretty sure that's kind of real and accurate, kind of. Seriously, that's like accurate. So, really, the only people who are actually having sex are people in their early 20s maybe, and then probably in college and the school before college. And that's it. And nobody else is pretty much probably ever having sex. Ever. That's my conspiracy. That's my theory. And I think it's actually very true and real. And I think that sex is maybe it's probably overrated, but also it's overinflated and it's over-exaggerated and it's over-masturbated, and it's and that people are actually faking how many partners they're having, and faking their encounters, and faking all their intimate stories, and faking all their orgasms, and faking all their ejacs, and faking all their I don't know if people are faking their emotions. I don't think they are. I just don't know. I have trouble with emotions because I told the government I'm sad, and they pay me to be sad, and I'm not sad. I've never been sad. I've never ever been sad in my whole life. And I know people who get emotional, and you can see it in their face, and you can see it in their brain. It's like a glitch in the Matrix or something when you see people get emotional and they get emotions on in their face and in their mouth. I can't even yell. I think if I practice singing a lot, maybe I will gain the ability to yell and to sing if I really practice. But I'm not going to practice, because to practice, I don't want people to hear me. I guess in public too, yeah. But also if I'm practicing singing, I'm self-conscious about other people hearing me in public or in private or in wherever. And the other thing I was thinking about when I got to the open mic night, I was by myself, and I was scared because I'm a nervous guy. I never go to events and stuff like that. But then I thought, oh, I should have brought my mom here. But then I thought, because I bring her everywhere. But then I thought, well, after I die, I'm like not going to have her around, so I actually have to kind of learned to be okay with kind of being by myself in a weird environment full of people or something, full of something, because after you die, you're all you've got. Maybe your ancestors will show up, I don't know, but after you die, you're alone completely, and a lot of the time, a lot of people in our shoes are alone for most of their lives, anyways. But after you die, you're probably really alone. You can't depend on your relatives. You gotta just depend on yourself, right? So then I thought, okay, well, better kind of practice being alone and on my own right now, because after I die, that's what it's gonna be like. Gonna be kind of, you gotta be brave. It's very hard to be brave, and I think I'm amazed at how brave people are that you see out in public. They seem very, very brave. And I'm very impressed with people's bravery and braveness. I think it's very impressive. And I think it's I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I think it's something. It's definitely something. And yeah, so sometimes the quality of the microphone wasn't very good on the open mic. The instruments, the singing. When you hear live singing from amateurs, it's just not like the singing you hear on the radio. It's not perfect. It's definitely different, and it takes some getting used to, because it's all crackly and it's imperfect and it's loud and then it's quiet and then it's loud again. It's all over the place. I don't know why they haven't created a perfect microphone by now that just fucking makes the singing perfect, the quality for live singing. Anyways, and then I got home and I made some hot tea and I took a shower with candles in the shower, because I like to do that at night. I like to take showers with candles in them. I still try to do that. I still try to do that all the time whenever I can. And I think that's about it. I heard someone say that people in the world should be meditating more. And I think that's probably a good idea. I also looked on meetup.com again, because I moved towns. And there's way more groups here in this town, I think, than the other town I was in, which is probably a good thing. And I thought you had to pay for Meetup, but you don't, kind of. Because I can see the groups on there, and they're all very okay groups. There's hiking, there's like psychic shit, there's spiritual shit, kind of. There's there was a singles thing a few towns over. I didn't go to that. I don't even know if I would fit in there because I don't have a job. I don't know if I want to go to that type of thing yet, but they had a board game thing today, or yesterday. Today, this morning. Maybe I should have gone to that. But that seems like it would be kind of nerve-wracking, because I've never been to shit like that before. They had all sorts of shit. If you're in a bigger town, then your options are way bigger. The last town I was in, the only fucking group they had was a shitty hiking group, I think, and that's it. And I don't even think it was like close to my house or anything like that. Anyways, I thought you had to pay $3 a month, but it turns out you don't. The whole website, everything's on there. You can't look at who's coming, which is what I would check to see if any hot babes are coming. You can't check to see who's coming unless you pay. But you can still just say you're attending, and I think it gives you the address and everything like that. So it actually seems pretty convenient. And Facebook also has a group thing. And Facebook has a lot of good stuff too, because they have Facebook Marketplace where people put up their junk. But I can't get on Facebook because they require a license. And I don't want to give any website my license. That just feels really creepy and gay to me. And so as a moral value of, I don't even know what to call it, as I'm putting my foot down that I will never give a faggoty website my ID, basically. It's just one of those things where people put their foot down about something like, I will never marry a 75-year-old. I'm putting my foot down. I will never get married after the age of 50. I will never kick a puppy in the ass. I will never light a cat on fire. I will never drop a giant fucking bag of coins on top of a fucking walrus ass. I'm putting my foot down. And that's one of the things that I'm putting my foot down on. I'm never giving some faggoty nigger website my license. I'm just not going to do it. I think that's gay. The last thing I wanted to say is that I've been thinking about lately, besides walking on hand and feet stilts all the time. I think about walking on stilts quite a lot. And I do have stilts, but they're not very comfortable. And so I have pretty much never used them very much. And now I'm stuck with them because they're big. I don't know what to do with them. I'll probably throw them away. But they make cool stilts for furries where you work, and I'm not a furry, by the way, where you walk, you have stilts on your legs and your arms, which sounds awesome because then you could walk like a giant spider. And so I think about doing that a lot. And you can buy them they're not cheap, but you can buy them off Etsy and you can become kind of a giant spider creature, which I've been thinking about how I want to do that a lot lately too. I don't know how often I'd use them. I don't even know how often I'd abuse them, but I do want them. And so maybe I will eventually buy them. Second, I thought about making my own business cards. I did not get around to actually doing that yet. And last but not least, I've been thinking about buying a raft so that I can take it out on the ocean at night. So I can take it out onto the ocean at night. Try saying that 3 times fast. Drunk dump truck driver. Drunk dump truck driver. Drunk dump truck driver. Dumb truck. Dumb drunk. Dumb drunk. Dump truck driver. Dumb drunk. Dump truck driver. Dumb drunk. Dump truck driver. That's a really hard one. Holy shit. Dumb drunk dump truck driver. Dumb drunk dump truck driver. Dumb drunk dump truck. Fuck. Anyways, doesn't matter. I've been thinking about buying a raft and just taking it out at night onto the ocean, and there is a curfew. So I think you probably could get in trouble or arrested or something if you go out on the ocean at night. Because there's a curfew. Just trust me on this. There's a curfew. I think there's a curfew. I think that they own the ocean at night, and so they don't want people on the ocean. Anyways. And just listen to music or something on the raft. The scary thing is I don't want mermaids to come up and rape and kill me. That's not good, because I have seen a lot of stories about mermaids raping and killing people at night in the ocean. I'm not kidding. And sharks freak me out too, but I'm not actually going to be swimming. But mermaids can come onto the boat. Sharks don't do that. That's why mermaids are scarier than sharks. And I know the media always portrays mermaids as hot, stupid idiots who suck the seed cum out of men's cocks all the 24/7. I've seen The Little Mermaid. I'm sure there's a lot of other mermaid movies and shows or whatever, but they're monsters who attack people. Because I've seen stories about that, about them attacking people. Not raping people, but I've seen stories about them attacking and eating and killing people and drowning people. I'm not kidding. I've heard stories about that. They're old sailor wise tales. They're old sea tales by seamen out on the seashore. And all I know is I'm going to keep making cartoons because that's something that I do by myself, and I'm always by myself, and I always do that, and so I'm just going to keep doing that, and maybe someday it'll pay off. You never know, right? You never know. Maybe someday it will pay off. I don't know how or why or how or who or what, but someday it might pay off. And whatever you're doing might pay off too. So maybe just keep doing that. Just keep doing whatever you're doing, because someday it might pay off. That's all I can say about it. And talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye. Oh, and thanks for listening, and keep watching the cartoons. Bye-bye.
Now it's time to have a snuggle with my very best friend in the whole wide world. You. Well, I'm glad you could come over. See you soon. Bye. And the clown jumped over the moon.